So today is kind of a stark contrast to what we did yesterday. Yesterday we were all the way south at the beach in Florida, and today we're all the way up in the mountains in very, very north Alabama, like right on the Tennessee line almost. And today's adventure has to do with this building right here behind me. I also have a friend coming to hang out with us for the day. He'll be here soon. This building that is here right behind me, this was the entrance into a theme park that used to sit up here at the top of the mountains called Canyonland Amusement Park. So basically today we're gonna see if there's any remnants of the park that's still here. Obviously, as I just showed you, the entrance is still here. I don't know if there's anything else left, but that's the idea today, is to find out. The picture I found from the heyday of this place showed it kind of about in this angle. Right here above the door were some designs, and then right here in this area would have said Canyonland Park. None of that stuff is still there, but the wood is still here, and the sign that said Canyonland Park was up against this wood on the outside. The theme park that was once here on this property opened on March the 8th of 1970. It featured a lot of pretty cool rides. Oh, here comes my buddy that's gonna be taking this adventure with me today, Carolina Tony. Because of the relatively short amount of time that this park was open, there's not a lot of pictures or information out there on it. A very interesting fact about this place: it opened in March of 1970, but in July of 1972, a local band known as Wild Country made numerous appearances here. That band would later go on to be called Alabama, who are now in the history books and the Country Music Hall of Fame. It is believed that the zoo that was here on property, when the park closed down, when it could no longer operate, the locals say that when they closed the park, they just opened the cages to the animal exhibits and let them run loose into the forest, having to work our way through the brush and the trees. This is how I wear the crap out of my shirts, and I go through them and snag holes and all that. That's why. We found a hole here we can squeeze through. Immediately coming through the fence, you can see some remnants left here. An old bench. The People's Park of Collinsville. That's interesting. This was obviously once an old putt-putt golf course. The old hole for it is actually still right there. Over here, there are some more right here next to the building. We did find an open gate here that we can get through. Excited theme park goers would have entered the other side of this building right here. You can see somebody's been here. Holes in the building. Oh man, look at that old TV. That is a classic. It looks like this post. I don't think they want us to be in here. It's a very neat rock theming on the walls going around it. Dang, I didn't know the building went back this far. This is where all of the excited theme park goers would have entered in through these roll-up doors. You can see the ticket booths are still in here. And they would have walked straight through out these doors in the back. They had posters and signs lined up around the wall. Wow. And And then the guests would come out these two doors right out into the park itself. There's a nice wall covered in kudzu lined up right here. I'm not sure what it was for. It looks like it's a rock wall. I see rocks peeking through it there. There's the remnants of a building right over here. And we're coming up to some more over here on our right. This was a park office. And then we have restrooms and changing rooms over here. You can see the concrete path is still here. We're following it right now. It's still very much intact. Look at all the electrical boxes that's scattered out into this field here. There's an open area here. Grass and it's grown up all except for in the circle. So obviously there was some ride or something positioned right here. Oh, look at this. There was a awning covering something here that has fallen. It is completely just collapsed on itself. Here's some restrooms. I'm gonna say that this was probably a cafeteria. That's what I'm thinking. This was a place to come eat. It's apparent this place required a ton of power to operate. I mean, there's electrical boxes everywhere out here. Oh man. Oh, I can't believe it's still standing. Wow. It's a water fountain. That same rock facade up on a slab of marble. Look at that. It's just sitting out here in the open. Yeah, this was almost like a merry-go-round type ride. Would have been sitting right here. Look at this. Some kind of awning to cover something. And I mean, a ride started right here. I bet this was the roller coaster. I bet, because you can tell passengers would have entered from here or over here, and the ride set right here. The remnants of it are still here. This is where the track was laid, right here. This was the ride office.
Keep seat belts fastened.
Look at that. Right past this is a fenced area. So I'm not 100% which way the coaster would have went. If it came out this way or if it went that way, I'm not sure. Right here in between these two trees though, there's another concrete platform which would have been used for it. We found another path coming back that has led us to some water here. This is pretty interesting. There's a waterfall right here. What the heck? Where'd this come from? I'm out here on this pipe. Check this out. Supposedly, there is another area that you can get to at the bottom of the canyon, hence the name Canyonland, where the chairlift would take you. You would get on the chairlift and ride down the side of the mountain, and then you would get off down at the canyon. I think we're going to ride down the road a little bit and see if we can see any other remnants of that. Before we go down the mountain to see any remnants left of the theme park, we've actually backtracked just a little bit, because on the way in we saw something and caught our eye, and it didn't make sense at the time, but it does now. And I'm assuming they got it out of the area as it was all falling apart. But pretty much right next to where the theme park was, the actual chairlifts from that theme park are sitting right here. There's 3 of them. You can even see here, remember we saw the sign that said fasten your seatbelts now? You can even see the holes here where those seatbelts would have been. It still has the name of the company who made it imprinted in it.
70.
Skyliner was made in Shelby, North Carolina. Now that we've seen these, we realized what they were and we backtracked to take a look at them. We're gonna go around the corner to the other side of the park where we can go down the side of the mountain, and hopefully there'll still be some more remnants of the park, the chairlift that was at Canyonland Park. Oh, this one still works. The locking mechanisms, those chairlift seats, we saw them sitting right outside of this old general store here. Apparently, we're in Lick Skillet, Alabama. It has an unknown population. We actually thought it was going to be down the mountain, and it turned out not to be. The park where we just were is just right there. We got in the car and turned out, and bam, we were right here at it. All right, that layered awning that I said I thought was a roller coaster, I was wrong. It's not the roller coaster. It was obviously used for the chairlift. That layered awning was right here. It's right on the opposite side of this wood line, and came down this way. You can see how the guardrail split here. You can kind of see it in your head if you think about it. The chairlift coming out of that and coming down, right down the side of the mountain, down to where the river is flowing down into the canyon, where you could get out at the bottom, and they had some activities down there, which is what we are going to go attempt to try to find now. This is an old access trail that the maintenance crews would have used to if they had to work on the chairlift. So we're going to find something. Gosh darn it, there's going to be something out here left over from that park. How long do you think we've been walking? We've been walking about half an hour or so. The trail was so steep, and we run into this because it said the concession stand was made out of rocks.
Sign up over there.
Or yeah. So I don't know if this was the concession stand or if this was part of the chairlift. And at least we're starting to find remnants of something. We've been on this trail, and it was really steep going down for a long time. And that's the first sign of anything that we've seen.
Base.
Oh yeah, this was the chairlift here.
The base of the chairlift, as you see the bolts.
You can see it. Yep, this was the chairlift.
The bolts there.
Here's this. From up at the park where we were, you get on the chairlift, you ride it down here, right to the canyon, and then you could get out. You had concessions that you could get. You come down here and play in the river, in the canyon, at the water here, and have a good time, and then catch the chairlift back up the side of the mountain to get back to your car. Let's see how cold this water is. Ooh yeah, really cold. Oh, there's some kind of building up here in front of us. Somebody's been out here, built them a fire. You can see there's a picnic table down here. Uh-oh. Oh, buddy. I see some metal. That's a good sign. Oh, yes. Parts of the chairlift. Here. We found something left behind. Obviously not a people mover. This is what it looks like now. Just trees everywhere you look. But in 1970, this area down here would have been sprawling with people going every direction. Down here having a great time, enjoying a day at the amusement park, just having a fun time. I guess we are going to ascend back up the side of the mountain. That's going to take us a while because I'm sure we're going to have to stop several times to break, because I mean it's like 85-90 degree angle going up it. Try not to die. All right.
That was fun. Let's try not to die going up the hill.
Thank goodness they placed some benches along the trail. It is so steep coming even down it. It's difficult to get down because it's so steep. That's pretty bad. So there's a place for us to sit down and take a break for a minute. I'm holding the camera completely level and it's going straight up. I mean, you can't even see the top of it. Oh, wow. All right, you guys ready for the big reveal? How about check this out? Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, we made it out. Whew, that was a challenge. Obviously, I'm gonna end this video there. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow. A huge thank you to Tony for coming and tagging along with us today.